Hey, we're preparing our Facebook. Looks like we're doing great with that. Let it come up for just a moment on Zoom. Hang on, I'll be right back there. We're on an admit. Give me just a moment. With this sound here. Let's get back to our Zooming. All right, we are back on our Zooming and we have our Facebook comments up. Let's move this over just a little bit so we can get our Zooming comments up. There we go. Okay, there's our Zoomy chats. All right, we should have everyone on board now. Zoomy and Facebook. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Lightning Room, round 3 on our topic of conversations after the ballot. Good to see you all. Good to see everybody here. We are going to, it is Thursday, November the 21st, 8 p.m., the Lightning Room. My name is Jolly and I'm your host. We usually get started with some jokes and quotes, so let's jump right into it, shall we? Presidential humor. Why did the politician cross the road? Why did the politician cross the road? Answer. To pick up a pole he dropped. I know they're all kind of dad jokes, aren't they? But they're still kind of funny. All right, how about this one? The truth in campaigns. A politician gave a speech saying, I won't lie to you. Someone shouted out from the back, why start now? Oh, making promises he couldn't keep, right? Yeah. That's, yep. Okay, how about this one? Political careers. What do you call a politician who isn't corrupt? Oh, let's make chomp on some of it. And the answer is, what do you call, well, first, what do you call a politician who isn't corrupt? Remembering that Facebook is just a little bit behind us. Unemployed. Da, 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 da. Okay, how about this? 5 factual quotes on our subjects tonight. So let's do our quote time, shall we? How about one from John F. Kennedy? Everywhere immigrants have enriched and strengthened the fabric of American life. True, true. We see that every place we look. Theodore Roosevelt. Every immigrant who comes here should be required within 5 years to learn English or leave the country. Stern, but proper request, wouldn't you think? What do you think about that? That'll be later in our conversation. Okay, here we go, admitting. That shall be later in our conversation. And how about Barack Obama? America is a nation of immigrants. Our diversity has made us strong and resilient, and it is our shared values that bind us together. I like that one. Another good one. A few great presidential quotes going on there. Okay, so for the first half of the week, our question up was, hi, Mary, admitting you now. Okay, there you go. Let me know if you're good. Jami got you in. There you go. Okay, let me know if anybody else needs any admitting going on. Okay, so the question the first half of the week was favorite Thanksgiving Day food, because next week will be Thanksgiving. We will be off on Thanksgiving. There will not be a podcast. We'll be back the following week. I believe that's December the 5th. But the first question up for the first half of this week was, what is your favorite Thanksgiving food? And then we'll get started on the rest of our program. Let me know if anybody needs in or if I'm missing anything. Okay, Emma says the mashed potatoes and gravy, hands down. It's comfort food at its finest. Oh, absolutely. Can't go wrong with mashed potatoes and gravy. Let me know what you think. Hold on, I'm turning on chats for okay, there we go. Chats are on. Okay. Bill said, I love the turkey, especially when it's smoked. Nothing beats the flavor. How about a fried turkey? Johnny says, green bean casserole with those crispy little onions. Also, candied yams with, oh, yes, yes, yes. Lots of marshmallows on top. Yummy, yum, yum, yum. Liam says, pumpkin pie with whipped cream. I could skip dinner and just have dessert. Yeah, right. That's a big thing. I think we're going to go with a pumpkin. I mean, with a pecan. That's a pretty good one. Samantha says, the stuffing, especially when it's loaded with sausage and herbs, it's the star of the meal. All right. I think we all have some great favorites here. Mr. Bingo, do you have a favorite there? Let us know what it is. I'm all about the rolls, says Oliver. I pile them high with butter or turkey slices. Very good. Yeah. Another thing, kind of nice hot roll. How many of you are familiar with Yorkshire pudding? Did I say that right? Probably slaughtered another word. Or goes another one. Okay, Kevin says the variety. There's so much on the table and you can mix and match to your heart's content. That's kind of my favorite thing, like going around a little bit of everything. I don't know that there's one favorite, there's so many. Although our son brings a Cajun turkey that is to die for. Oh my gosh, it is so good. Okay, there is a favorite. That's a favorite. Okay, Laura says it's the green bean casserole too for me. I love those crispy little onions on top. Absolutely favorite. Mr. Bingo pecan pie. Yes. Mr. Bingo, how do you feel like about a chocolate pecan pie? Brian says, honestly, the leftovers. I live for Thanksgiving sandwiches the next day. Yeah, right. I live for leftovers the next week. That's like all we're getting in the next week. Stuffing and turkey, stuffing and turkey. What's new? Turkey and stuffing, turkey and stuffing. After that, stuffing and turkey. Okay, Sophia says sweet potato casserole with marshmallows. It's dessert disguised as a side dish. Right. Can I get an amen for that? Yes, yes, yes. Our daughter-in-law has a wonderful, almost custardy sweet potato casserole that is oh, you can't go wrong with anything. How can you not like anything about Thanksgiving food? There's so much to love about Thanksgiving food. Okay, Julia. Julia says, I love the togetherness. The food is great, but the laughs and stories make it special. You are so absolutely right. You're so absolutely right. Ami says, well, I wasn't going to cook this year, but now, thanks everyone. Right. It's like as soon as I hang up, I want to start doing something. It just, yeah, it's kind of getting us. Okay, let's wrap up our comments here on our favorite foods. Okay, Grace. Grace says, another one, it's the gravy. I put it on everything, the turkey, the potatoes, the stuffing. It's like liquid gold. Amen to that. All right. And Nathan, cornbread and honey butter. I could make a meal out of just that. There you go. There's some answers for those of you who came and haven't had dinner yet. I apologize. For those of you that have had dinner and are hungry yet again, I apologize. Okay, so this evening we are going to get back to the state of us. Conversations after the ballot. So this week we've heard everything from hope to despair. A lot of conversation has come up with um, the latest cabinet picks, emotional support, not knowing who's doing what. So let's break it down and find out what everybody's thinking about. Um, I will go ahead and read some of our responses that we got in. Some are hopeful responses, a couple are hopeful, a couple of more disparaging kind of, or despairing, I should say, comments, but let's see how everybody's feeling. Leave your comments in the comment section on Facebook and on Zoom. And our first comment comes from a hopeful angle. While picks might not align with all of my ideas, there's potential for collaboration on issues like infrastructure or public health and public health. We have to remain vigilant yet open to opportunities for bipartisan success. Absolutely. Something we discussed last week that we'll keep trying to discuss is we are all in this together now. Whoever you voted for, we are all on the same team now. Best work it out and get it together. Another comment is I feel like we're taking a step backwards, especially in women's healthcare. It's hard to see how any of these choices address the needs of a diverse and struggling nation. Understand, not knowing what's to come is so very frightening. Um, Definitely. Watching and finding out, once again, it points out an opportunity to say, if there's something you need to be involved in or get involved with it. Whatever you're doing, whoever you voted for, move forward. Keep moving forward with the agenda you voted for, or keep fighting for the agenda that you wanted. Just keep moving forward. Let's take another look at hopeful. It's encouraging to see candidates with experience in business. This is a country that needs to be run like a business. This might ensure some stability in these uncertain times. How many of you think that is like a business? It is very much like running a business. Very much like running a business. And it is in the most uncertain of times that leads to a lot of other feelings of insecurity, of being afraid. Remember, being afraid is of what you don't know. So think about that. You don't even know what it is and you're afraid yet. Figure out an opportunity to get past that. All right, take a look at this one. These picks could signal the continuation of diverse policies that leave vulnerable communities behind. Absolutely. There are some questionable mentions in our picks that we see that leave us feeling unsecure and not knowing what's to come next. That's not a good feeling to feel all the time. How about this? These choices reinforce a commitment to strong leadership and a focus on American values. It's exciting to see people who prioritize national security and economic growth. National security last week and economic growth last week, or last 2 weeks. I think last 2 weeks have been top on the list. That's very, very important. When you're sitting at the grocery table, when you're going to get something to cook, it's very important that you have enough to put food for your family, your children, feed them, care for them, take care of them. And security, who doesn't want to be secure? It's not too hard to see why people want security. We all want security. While we're sitting down having that dinner, we want to feel pretty safe there. We want to feel pretty safe there. How about this? These appointments raise concerns about the direction of the administration. Are we focusing too much on loyalty rather than merit? Good question. Good question. Does loyalty play a part? Does it play a part in your life with who you pick to be next with you? What is your ride or die like? Do you expect loyalty from them? Just some questions here, wondering how things are. Okay. Anybody have any other opinions they'd like to get on there? Go ahead and let me know. I'm going to, my apologies, some of these, I don't have names on all of them, so I can't see them where they're at. So you'll have to forgive me for that. We're going to do some negative and positive responses too, since one of the things that came on our website a lot was about mass deportation. That is something we wanted to discuss. So on the positive and negative responses we got, let's take a look at one of the positive responses we have. I'll try to do like last week, the week before, keep it one way, one, try to be balanced. If one unbalances the other, it's because that's all I have, not because that's just all I have. That's what we're going to go with. Okay. Finally, a strong stance on border enforcement that prioritizes national security. Again, security being a big word. Security being a big word. Mass deportation will devastate families and communities, tearing apart lives in irreversible ways. There will actually be a lot that happens. That's one of the scary parts. We really don't know what to expect, but we can assume that is something that we will see. And that is terribly frightening. That is, as much as we talk about security, that is someone not feeling very secure. That is not knowing what to expect. Um, Okay, this move will create jobs in law enforcement and border patrol, strengthening our security infrastructure. That is an undeniable fact, probably. I would think that is an undeniable fact. We will have to have more of both of those, border patrol and more people securing the infrastructure on other levels. So I think that's a correct statement. The economic fallout from losing millions of workers will hurt industries like agriculture and construction. Also, another absolutely true. Remember when mm, meat market, maybe Purdue, I don't recall who, um, there during the COVID time, they had gotten, all the workers had gotten sick. One of the thing about all of the workers were 97% of the workers were immigrants. So, and we're not here properly. So that was, that's something else that we will feel. And how will we feel that? How will that affect us? Will it affect price? Will it affect slowdown from people not being on the job? Will it open up and those jobs will fill up boom, 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 boom really fast? How do you think that that will work? Excuse me. Um, by upholding immigration laws, we reinforce respect for the rule of law. Massportation could open up more opportunities for American workers by addressing illegal employment practices. That's right on the edge of what we just said. Absolutely. That is. And that's something too. That was something about that meat place. I think it was a chicken thing. Um, you can't have jobs that allow that. You can't hire large companies, especially anyone. It's if it's not okay, it's not okay. Whether you're a little guy hiring or you're a great big company, you can't you can't say no, you can't, and then say here you go if you do. It just is. It's doesn't make very much sense, does it? So another true statement, by addressing the illegal employment practices, that's a lot to be said for that. Okay. It risks racial profiling and erodes trust between law enforcement and immigrant communities. Another statement that is, um, I can't say anything about that. That's probably true. There will definitely be, there already is, there still is profiling for different reasons. So we can assume that that'll be something that happens, and that again incites fear. Um, True statements, all true statements. Okay, it will deter future illegal immigration, making our borders safer in the long term. And that is what the long term hope is. That no, think of all the presidents, think of all the years. The border really needs to be okay. We really need to have an okay border practice, border law, border enforcement. That's something that really needs to happen. We've had all this time, we've never gotten it right. So we need something that's going to work at some point. These giant heads are going to have to get together, and put their heads together and work out the solution. Look how much lies in the balance. Look how much lies in the balance. All right. This approach ignores the need for comprehensive immigration reform that balances security with compassion. Two things that are very important. Why can't we have both of them? Why can't there be security with compassion? And is that what the plans are? Is that what it will do? Will we have security with compassion? Um, a comment, can we not replicate the border policies that work effectively for several other countries? Good question. Can we not? Is this we have to rebuild the whole system again, or is there something we can build on? Is there something that we already have in place that we can take something from another place and add on to that, and maybe something from over here and add on to that, and not replicate something that says it works, right? Why not? Good question. Good question. Okay, this shows the administration's commitment to delivering on campaign promises. Another true statement. I can't say anything about that. That was a huge part of the campaign. Absolutely. Mass deportation will tarnish America's image as the land of opportunity and inclusion. Um, I can see a lot of people thinking that. I can see a lot of, it's again to what we don't know. We don't know what this looks like. So as we move forward and we know what exactly this looks like, um, we can another good statement. Another good statement. No, it is the land of opportunity. This is the land of hope, the land of dreams. Um, yeah. Okay. Addressing illegal immigration will reduce strain on public resources like healthcare and education. Um, yeah. And on that, I worry where that funding is going to be for us, much less having any extra on our system and not being able to meet it. Yes, it does, because humans require education. Humans require medical care, and in that, it does put a strain on the existing systems, especially when the existing systems are not up to par, when we're not up to where we need to be. Another comment, again, other countries do not allow people to be in their country illegally. The purpose is not to completely close border, it's to have a due process for coming into our country legally. Another accurate statement, absolutely. The purpose is not to completely close. So that's something that's in that fear that swells around. It's in the not knowing. It's in the not knowing. Let's say there is a proposal that is to, what was it that we heard earlier? Compassion and security, that is blending those two things. Very possible. Very possible. And that is the purpose. That is the purpose. It could just sorry, the policy lacks a clear mechanism for due process, risking wrongful deportation. Another one of those, we don't know what the policy is yet. We know what we think it might be, but we don't know what it actually is yet. So when we know what it actually is, when we know what it actually is, right now we don't know, and that's perfect, because you're right. There, we heard earlier, it lacks a clear mechanism. So we're still in the dark on so many things. So we're left to just sit and think and wonder, fuss and argue, um, get scared, and anytime you act out of fear, that's probably not the best way to act or respond. Take a moment, take a breath, move forward. Remember, whether you voted for the administration that's incoming, and you're ready to move forward and continue progress with them, or you didn't vote for the administration that's incoming and you have priorities that you need to be looking for, work on them, do them. This is a perfect opportunity to keep moving forward. The key is keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Talk to one another. That's also going to help, because eventually, once again, we're all in this together now. It doesn't matter who you voted for. We're all in this, all on the same thing, all in this together. Doesn't matter. So grab your neighbor that you disagree strongly with and invite them over for a soda, for a cup of coffee. Say hi to them around the neighborhood. Whatever you have to do, but get together. There's a lot of talk of diversity and not doing that. What are we doing to help cure that? To help not cure that, but to help make that feel better. What have you done today? What did you do last week? What do we do next week? Thanksgiving's coming up. It's a time when families get together, and families can be really split and not know what to do. I personally don't think that's what we get together for Thanksgiving for, so it shouldn't matter. Right? So that's okay. But some families feel there's always someone in the family who's going to get together and feel the need they have to talk about something. How are you going to handle that? What are you going to say? Start the conversation now. Just be open. You don't have to agree. Where we got the sense of that, I do not know. But yeah, okay. A comment. The amygdala in our brain responds the same regardless of a perceived or real threat. It's healthy to breathe and allow the cerebral cortex to identify real versus perceived and anticipated. Amygdala, thank you. You're so good for me. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So no matter what. So did you hear that? With the amygdala in your brain, a part of your brain responds the same way, whether it's perceived or a real threat. So whether you think you're afraid or you are afraid, remember that saying? Whether you think you're right or you think you're wrong, you're right. It's what you think, it's what we perceive. It's what we perceive. So if it's what we perceive, why can't we perceive hopefulness? Why can't we perceive sitting down together at Thanksgiving dinner and having a great time with our family? Why can't we perceive that? Do we have to anticipate that it's all going to be bad? Do you have to anticipate that it's all going to be good and not be worried over the being bad? I don't think so. I think no matter what we feel, keep moving. Leave room for it. Leave room for it. Balance, Chica, balance. Absolutely. That comes from our comment. Balance, baby, balance. We're on the ride. Doesn't matter how you like rides. Doesn't matter if you're going up or down. You own the ride now. All right, let's see what else we have to say. Communities will suffer as vital members are forced out, teachers, healthcare workers, and small business owners. There has been some talk that sounds scary about people being kicked out of their job or not having a job or not to worry. But again, what are you going to do? What are those people who are worried? If you're worried about that being you, what's your plan? What's your plan? What's your next action? So if you know what's coming or if you're afraid of what's coming, okay. Yeah, but too much up and down on a ride makes me ride. I know it hasn't been fun. Good Lord. Oh, good Lord. I am not good on teacups, much less roller coasters in this new balance roller coaster of life. Wait, it's been fun. We're all learning something, but we're all missing a lot too. Like, you got to talk to people who don't think the same way you think. Why we believe we have to surround ourselves by people who think just like us, how much you probably miss out on by doing that. It's just not going to help you. I mean, look, I'm the best. I like that. I mean, I like people to go, yeah, I girl like that. I can't stand you to tell me the right thing. Mirror, mirror. Oh, please. But it's the best thing, right? It's the best thing. Hearing from each other, hearing someone who thinks completely different than you do. What makes them think that way? What makes you think your way? Okay, this could help streamline the path for legal immigrants who follow the proper processes. Absolutely, absolutely. There's a positive thought. By having a system that is working in one direction, it might actually make part of that system work even faster. There might actually be something that comes up that works even faster. Back to that, there's something out there. Do you have to rebuild the whole thing? Or are there things we can add on to? All right. It prioritizes punishment over practical solutions like work visas or amnesty programs. Okay, I'm not familiar really with work visas or amnesty programs. I apologize. So I haven't heard a lot about what's going to happen with that. What is the process going to be for that? So good question. I mean, um, good statement. I'm not very familiar with that. Um, a comment. That's a great question. Why do you believe or think that? Best to leave, you idiot, on the end of that thought. I'm not educated about those. Okay, that was a comment. Reading that comment. Absolutely. When you say, why do you believe what you believe, or why do you think what you think? Go ahead and leave you idiot off of that because it's not going to make you any friends. I mean, you really got to use niceness here. You got to speak nice, put a smile on your face, happiness. You think that really? Oh my God, how cute. But you got to do it no matter what, no matter what. You got to do it because they may or they may not leave space for you. The important thing is you left space for them. Great. And that gave you a great deal of space. Great deal of space. Okay. Another comment. Another comment. I'm not familiar with the two policy areas you just mentioned. Neither am I, and it is great research to do between clients tomorrow. Good deal. Yes, good deal. Yeah, it's and because there are so many processes, there are so many things, we don't have any information on anything yet. So keep research things, look things up, find out what it's about. There's not a lot of information out there that says exactly how this is going to go, but research what you can and find out what you can. Be prepared for what you want to know about. All right, we're going to close this up. A couple more comments. This policy fosters division and fear, undermining the unity we need as a nation. Um, okay. All right. One thing we do need right now is unity. One thing that has been really hard right now is unity. That's one of the things that we are stressing is unity. You know, get together, get together, talk with your family, talk with your friends. Next, a more secure nation benefits all Americans, regardless of party affiliation. Absolutely. Absolutely. Back to that word security. Security has been so big. So it's important to want to feel secure. It's in everyone's comments. Thank you very much. This evening we had a good range of thoughts and comments, hoping and encouraging you to enjoy your Thanksgiving, enjoy your neighbors, enjoy people at work. Take some time, take some time, take a deep breath to say, okay, it's nice to know how you feel. That's all. Take a little space for everybody. It makes a little space for you. Comment, yes, please. Anyone is welcome at my dinner table as long as they don't talk politics. On my way. And actually, it's going to be, I'm so excited. The best part of tonight has been hearing what everyone was saying about their favorite foods. Let's go back to that real quick. Brian had said, honestly, oh, I think we said what Brian said. Honestly, the leftovers. I live for Thanksgiving sandwiches the next day. We did cover that one, and we said, yeah, because we eat the whole next week. The togetherness is what's important. Chloe had said it's that first bite when everyone finally sits down together and digs in. The food tastes way better when we're all together. And it does, doesn't it? It tastes a whole lot better when we're all together. So everyone enjoy, have a wonderful, happy Thanksgiving. We will not be here next week. We will be also taking our Thanksgiving time. See you the week after. I believe that is December the 5th. Good evening to everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful, happy Thanksgiving. Um, the day of work, the nap, the day off work. Yes, the nap. Yeah, all those things. Love you. Peace and love always. We'll see you back here on December the 5th. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.